Hey, what's up, guys? It's Onepeg. The AP system has changed again. It's way easier now. Actually, the easiest. I know that I've said this multiple times, but it is now the easiest it's ever been. Likely the easiest it ever will be, because I have a feeling they're going to change some things for next season that we're going to see coming in future updates. In the next month, I think they're going to be moving towards something, but I'll give you a bigger idea of that in a second. TLDR, it doesn't cost any more AP to go into a match anymore in High Roller. All you have to do is make the gear score requirement. But there's an added benefit to this even, another one. So basically the way that it works is you just have to make sure that your AP is high enough. It doesn't really matter what gear you have on. And in my opinion, the easiest AP grind in the entire game is always going to end up being a Warlock. So I'm going to just take off the stuff that actually ends up having like any stats on it at all. Just going to get rid of these things and then go back to my Squire and just throw on my base kit. Okay, so now you can see I have a 13 gear score. HR requires at least 125. So the easiest way to do this, the cheapest way that I found to do this is by buying like survival bows or some rare item that costs like next to nothing. Let's see what a blue spellbook costs. So a blue spellbook is 109 gold. So you could use one of those to use for yourself. And then let's say we'll get two-handed weapons are the best things that you want to get because they have the most AP like for their slots that they take up. So I'll just grab another survival bow and that's going to run 100 gold. So in this case, I spent about 209 gold and now my gear score is 133. And then we can go into High Roller. So here we are in HR. And I'm going to hook back up with you guys in a second after I kill a couple of things, and I'll show you what I mean by it's easy as hell. I think Warlock is like the easiest farm in this entire game, is because while I'm talking to you guys doing this, I'm just running around in circles, grabbing every little mob that I possibly can with curses. I don't have any extra healing gear. I literally just made the GS requirement so that I could get in here and like try to farm some things. And then as soon as I end up getting enough mobs together, I'm just going to end up casting Flame Walk and I'm going to phantomize back through them and we're going to watch them like kill each other while I just kind of like run them off through all of this garbage. And of course, because I don't have any gear, it's going to take an awful lot longer to be able to like clear this stuff just because, you know, I have nothing. Okay, I've killed a handful of kobolds and a frost giant. Ended up looting, let's see, we'll loot these plate pants. So that's going to be worth a little bit of AP. The items that we brought in won't be. If we die, there's no more insurance, so it doesn't really matter. And then you can just kind of like throw on new gear as you find it. You know, whatever you want to do. Replace the gear that you're wearing so that you can kind of like level yourself up a little bit better, and you can kind of just keep on trucking. One of the key pieces of this is you want to make sure that you end up taking down portals. Either jump in the pit or end up taking other down portals from the random ones that spawn when you run crypts. HR has a BR circle still, right? Let's say you have a crap run and you end up dying. Now I cleared out just about every single one of these skeletons, but let's say like this spider beats my ass and I end up dying, right? Oh no, I've died. Well, here's the thing. The AP doesn't get lost. Notice I'm at plus 168. I don't get to keep anything that I carried out, right? Notice that I don't have anything that says like item achieve says 0, right? So if you live, you get the item achieve AP. But if you die, you get to keep all of the like monster kill and sub-boss kill stuff because we killed that one giant. You get to keep all the monster kill and sub-boss kill AP and the down portal AP. So the moral of the story here is that it's only upside, no downside. It's going to cost maybe 150, maybe 200 gold to be able to get in by buying a couple of two-handed blue weapons or a single legendary weapon, if you want to think about it that way, to be able to get into the dungeon, but you don't have to worry about losing any AP anymore. So you, in essence, can go in and complete piss and do whatever you kind of want. Now, you're not going to be running in high GS, most likely, unless you're able to like ladder it out or whatever and just kind of keep running it back with whatever it is that you find. The further it is that you get in, the faster the ladder climb goes for you. That's really it. Now, there's a lot of people that say that they don't like this system because of like their ability to achieve things that other people couldn't. My argument for that is the AP system in this game was never indicative of anyone's ability to achieve much of anything aside from show that you took a lot of time or, you know, more or less time, depending on how proficient you are, to be able to get to demigod in the first place. Anybody that was able to really play the game well, playing something like a warlock or a barbarian or a bard, could get this grind done in 8 to 10 hours in a single day. So you could take a Saturday and no life it if you could get away from the wife and kids for a little while and knock it out. It's really not that difficult. In this case, it just gives people a little bit more of an ability to be able to get it done because they don't end up getting the setbacks. Now, for this, the way that this is built, it looks to me like they're going to be moving progressively more and more toward a battle pass system, which is something that the community's been asking for, according to the devs, and something that they mentioned they were migrating toward in the last tavern table chat that they did with Terry and SDF. Now, that being said, the way that this system is built, they're probably going to end up ballooning out the amount of AP that's required to be able to get to Demigod, would be my guess. Somewhere around, say, 75,000 AP or 100,000 AP instead of just 21,000. Because again, anybody that's proficient can knock this out in 8 to 10 hours. I personally would like to see them do a lot more like progressive ratcheting if they're going to do it that way though, because 7 or 8 ranks is not going to be enough to keep people engaged. They're going to need to have much more progressive rewards than what it is that we're used to seeing from them historically. Because if you look at any other battle pass system, they've got 100 tiers or levels or whatever to be able to knock that thing out, get it done. It doesn't matter what the game is. That's just typically how battle pass systems have gone, is you've got all of these like little incremental like ratchets and some next goal to chase. I just think that 21K, if you're not going to end up having any like takeaway, is going to be enough for people, because the hardcores are going to knock it out in 10 hours and then they're just not really going to have any incentive to keep going aside from grinding arena. I'll get off my soapbox. That's how the system works. Hopefully you guys dug the video. If you did, you know, maybe give me a follow, maybe a little update. That'd be pretty sweet. Otherwise, you can check me out over on Twitch. And if neither one of those work for you, then I guess I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for lending me your eyeballs, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.